Alright, so another cursed submission in Dusk's Pool. Now, I've had a few days off of Monster Train. I've been hitting Symphony of War pretty hard. Really like that game. So hopefully we're not like super sloppy. So, okay, combo is okay. I mean, all Hellhorn combos are, but I would say generally with Prince, I don't like Plink compared to Shade Splitter. Plink doesn't do anything that torches aren't already providing you. All it does is makes your morsel generation conditional. Well, you know, it's not gonna help you at all when you already have torches. So it is actually probably one of the shittier combos for Prince, but Umbra as a clan just pairs very well with Hellhorn. So we'll see what this run has in store for us. Looks like Abel is beating it. It took Mean out about midway, and I think, yeah, Polka Dot is Smitter. Probably went down ring 3, I'm guessing, with a 4,000 score. Alright, starters. Molting Imp would help a little bit if we get stuck with an armor trial, or... Okay, it's not a Divine Horde, so we don't have to worry about that. It would help with the Horde a lot, though, to deal with the crossbow. I would say the starters, though, aren't, like, amazing as far as starters go, but Impish Scholar does give us... God, I hope this is not another one of those patient runs where we just don't find an answer to patient, because this is that same combo, basically, but, God, yeah, I hope we find a patient answer. People are dying before patient, though, so I'm assuming the cursedness happens well before then. I'm guessing we don't get Wrathful. I hope for Wrathful, but I'm guessing we don't. Just based on the early deaths there. Because even, like, I would imagine a Wrathful wouldn't die ring 3. We'll see, though. We'll see, though. I mean, Wrathful with Immortal Trade should lock in, like, the early rings, I guess is what I'm thinking there. Yeah, Sin of Shadow's annoying, but with the Molting Imps could make that fight a little less shitty. Well, we do get Wrathful, so we'll definitely do that. I mean, with these starters, I feel pretty confident that, well, I don't know. I guess Double Exploder could take out a Wrathful. You know, if it starts top, double drops, that could be an issue. Okay, I'd have to imagine we definitely go with Refined Void. But, I don't know. I've walked back how I feel on Refined Void in some combos. Like that, I think in this combo, it's not amazing. It'll be good for the start, though. It'll definitely be good for Hordebreaker Prince, but I don't know. You're behind a lot of armor and damage shield, and this it's only so-so. I don't think it's an amazing artifact, so we're not like very powerful right now, but I don't feel horrible about this. This will cost us some Pyre Health, almost certainly. We're not killing those tanks with this starting deck, but we're taking Pyre Health anyway. I'd be willing to pay a little bit, probably, what, I'm guessing it's between 6 to 12 Pyre Health for 75 gold. I think I would make that trade this early, even though I do have extra gold already. Alright, good hit there. We could torch this. I think it's worth it. Or I could just get 2 stewards in. We're not going to get much plinks off, so I don't need to like leave a bunch of space for morsels. It's going to be hard for me to actually get... I think we just put down a steward. Let's just do that. Probably should plink this. Might as well plink, right? Alright, we'll get some attack. Let's just try to get some damage in here. I don't think I need to Immortal Trade. I am gaining an energy next turn, though, but yeah, I don't think I need to Immortal Trade. Alright, well, that's pretty good. We can definitely Immortal trade now. This was just an easy victory at this point. Let's get some... I was tripping for a minute. I was like, wait, aren't I on ring 2? No, I'm on ring 1 still. I don't know why, it just feels like I'm on ring 2. Maybe my brain is just not there. I'm definitely not on ring 2. Okay. Interesting. What's Enflame doing? This should be a ritual or a fledgling imp. I hate when uncommons cloud up the common pool. I'm honestly leaning toward Enflame though. It is not a great card, but it is a card, and it is scaling, of which I have none right now, other than just my Prince, which honestly, against Patient, I do not want to rely on a Wrathful Prince as like a carry in it. Hidden Passage really has nothing in this combo. I could take it for Patient though. Right now, Well to Helper provides the most overall value, but my current thoughts are it doesn't give me any offense, and even though it's a better overall card than Enflame, I just would rather lock in offense. Some of that might be influenced by the fact that it's cursed, and I assume we're not finding any rituals or fledgling imps as such. There's definitely a little bit of that going on subconsciously at some point, I'm sure. Maybe even consciously. But I gotta say, I think it's Enflame here. Could be a candidate for -2. The magics don't look great here, though. This one looks good. This one doesn't look great. The final one's good, but I'm just trying to think like what my chances of holdover or double stack are, because that's 2 that are pretty good with the Enflame. The double stack would definitely want a -2 paired with it, though. Which would actually, with this temple setup, isn't super likely that I could commit a double stack. I'm gonna take Enflame though. Mind Collapse for the Scourge Shuffler would be good. It's a little bit redundant with my torches and planks, but it is a whole hell of a lot better of a card than plank or torch. It's one of the best removal cards in the game. I think I'll just take it. You gotta pick value picks here and there, even if they're a little redundant with what you're doing. You just, like, our deck is pretty low value right now. Shitstone. Shitstone, Heartstone, and Never Pick Stone. Wish it gave a little bit more something stone. Fury Stone. Alright, 30 power and intrinsic sucks with this deck. If I really thought I wanted to, I could do a 30 on the Mind Collapse. I might. Okay, Rail Beater's great. That is definitely something. If we reroll here, Endless is the only bad hit. So 2 out of 3 rerolls here are good. I'd like to hold out for a quick multi, maybe. That steel's probably getting hit. This steel's potentially getting hit. And that steel might get hit. It's not necessarily a whole lot of steals for us, but either way, I don't think I gain a whole lot from Fury Stone. It would be actually an okay upgrade here, though, in all honesty. Like, if Enflame was going to have to end up being my rage thing. And arguably, Quick wouldn't be that good into Patient anyway. I could just settle for Rage 7 here. And then whatever I get, quicker multi. I don't know, though. I don't think I need that. Okay, multi. That's great. I could, instead of holding for quick, actually justify the Damage Shield 3. Damage Shield 3 is actually one of the best 25 upgrades I could get. Another route I could do is just to put it on the Impish Scholar. And then it could be a good endless target. We could have a few routes we go there. Like if we find a Fledgling Imp, cool. I can mash them together. Or, we have these multi-imps. 15 AoE damage is not that bad. And I may have, pretty likely in this combo, to have a good consumable. Even if it's not one of the top tier ones. I think I'm fine speculatively putting this here. It also incentivizes me still to hit more Merchant of Steels. Like a quick, a multi are still great for the Rail Beater, and an endless for Impish Scholar. That means there's a lot open at these Merchant of Steels. Could add that 25 health too, as like a maybe something into steel or a stealth boss if that comes up. Wonder if I should do 30. I may take that. Is intrinsic good on anything? Not really. 30 is not horrible here. It's not even horrible on the plank really, but I could see it being okay on the Mind Collapse. Let's take it. We don't have anything else to spend our shards on in the coming whatevers. 25 health is just not really that needed. However, I'm not spending gold coming up. Might as well do it. It's a pretty valuable upgrade. I could just put it on a molting him. Then it just could be an extra tanky thing. Definitely taking this. We want to find a Horn Warrior now for the extra multi. Or Steelworker. Steelworker's fine. We'll front with that. Take you out. Throw you mid, I guess. That's good. Alright, they're all dying. Do I want the extra rage? Oh, it doesn't matter. I think I do want extra rage though, right? Wait, that's 9 plus 5. If I do that, he dies. Fuck. Alright, never mind. I think I caught that before it went sour. Do want to try to get a kill here. 31. I'm not going to be able to get it. Well, I could. Here. 6 plus 30. So this does 36 now. We can get rid of that. So we'll get the armor. Let's just do this though. This pretty much guarantees victory. I'll be Ember Drained for the rest of this fight, but who cares? Here, have a little more. Alright. These aren't so good. Could take a vent, I guess. It's going to be pretty unnecessary, though, if I do end up finding Endless. And now that we know there's no Fledgling Imp, like, almost certainly the Molting Imp would go in to the Bush Scholar. Fortify is pretty low impact, probably wouldn't take that. And like I said, there's just very low likelihood that Hidden Passage is good for us. It's such an unclean answer to Patient that I feel like I already have a pretty good answer to Patient with the Impish Scholar. Like, I would have to miss on Endless and Transcend them. You know, I could just put Transcend them into it if I need Endless, but I'd have to miss Endless here. This is Endless there. Endless there. Hell, even Endless there. I could even justify going left here probably if I don't have Endless by then. It's not like I'm endless hunting because there's so much value at these steals. There's a vortex at every single one. Like literally every single steel has a vortex. It's just sometimes it is opposite of some pretty good value, like hell vents and stuff. This seems kind of like a skip to me. Unless I think the vent is useful. The vent would be kind of useful, but it's... I have quite a lot of removal in this deck. I'm not lacking for removal. I could still take a hidden passage even if I'm not going to overstack my own stuff. Like, I highly doubt there's any chance I'm overstacking my stuff though in this combo. Just skip. Alright, we have two routes we can go here. Prismal Dust or Perils. The Prismal Dust is obviously, with the Impish Scholar, just GG defensively. Kind of leaning toward that, especially when you factor in that the Merchant Magics don't look great. Like, this one is good. This one is not. This one isn't really good, especially if I have steel upgrades to be made. This one could be good, though, if I happen to find in these two steels the exact stuff that I need, which would be Quick and Endless. Or another multi. I mean, I'm bound to find some of that. I'm bound to find at least some of that. Like, it can't be double large stone each time. But, you know, I guess that makes it so the steel might not get hit, right? But definitely two magics are pretty good, but they're pretty late, right? Like, the first magic I hit is ring 5. There's almost zero chance I ever hit this magic. So, like, that does make the perils pretty bad to me. Yeah, it would be scaling. Yeah, it would open up Ember Drain. I would just think the Prismal Dust here. I mean, I can make an Enflame work as my scaling when I have such a hyper-scaled unit like Railbeater that already has multi-strike. I could Hellvent the vanilla Enflame here. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Herzl Horde could be good, but this is if I miss on the unit draft here, we probably want to keep looking for Hellhorn banners. I think it's just Prismal Dust. So Branded Warrior could work too. Alpha Fiend a little less. I guess Alpha Fiend would have been a good reason to take whatever you call it, Hidden Passage, but I don't know. I would be kind of fine with Branded Warrior Essence here. It would be a useless unit for this ring, but given my lack of scaling, like, I can get a first Slay in with Enflame. And this still makes, like, a wide floor viable. This also would actually be pretty good with the Hidden Passage, but that's still fine. I think we take the Branded Warrior. That definitely just opens things up, and I think I will Hellvent this Enflame. Maybe we can do something to it at this Caverns. I doubt it. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Nothing really stands out. Definitely looked like a Hidden Passage actually would have been good here. I guess I should have really factored in that who cares that Umbra doesn't bring anything. Like, Hellhorn has enough good overstacking stuff. I don't know though. I still think I want to have room for the Impish Scholar on the floor because of Patient. I could still play him off floor to get the Prismal Dust back. But yeah, I don't know. I am definitely regretting not taking the Hidden Passages. I should have thought about it a little bit more. I don't think the Steelworker makes sense, though, over the Branded Warrior here. This deck is not lacking defense, it's lacking offense. So I think this is a skip. Definitely could have been some Alpha Fiend gaming going on. I'm going to skip the gold, probably. Oh, man. Useless. Alright. 25 shards and a double exploder. Let's make it so we can kill the bombs with some sort of frequency. So I'm duplicating an Enflame. This is something I have done on these Cursed Seeds a few times now. Branded Warrior yet again. You know what? We also could do the Branded Warrior Molting Imp, but that makes a little less sense in this deck than it did in that other run. I probably wouldn't do that. I think I can get Slays with Railbeater. There are definitely a few fights in this game where that it will be tough to do though. But they're not guaranteed fights. Like, the current stuff we see on board, it would have to be like Pyre Wings or Purifier or Penitent. That is 2 out of the 5 though for Ring 7. We'll definitely be on the lookout for stuff. That could have gone bad, but it didn't. We'll still frontline Prince here. Well, not the end of the world that we lose Prince here, but it's not great. Like I said, though, this is kind of what I predicted. He goes top, double drop. That's the worst type of thing that can happen. And then we just draw dead here. Like, we draw dead weights in Immortal Trades. Well, these are more scary. Let's take them out. Actually, this is perfect. I can survive. Perfect. I don't die here. I have 1 lifesteal already. I would like to keep some Ember, I think. And I don't think I'll save on a Branded Warrior. Let's take one of them out. Oh, guess he's okay. Okay, we want the Rage there. Now the question is, do we want to frontline with Prince? I could just put this Molting Imp in. Actually seems like okay to do this here though. I can get some, eventually maybe some Rage on the mid floor. But I do kind of want to gain Rage from getting hit here. It's too early for Prismal Dust to go in. I am getting energy here, so why don't we do this? This thing dies here, but I'm not going to keep it or anything. Let's take you out and put some damage in there. Alright, we're surviving this, so let's just do that. Looks like we'll get through it here. I do want that slay and damage, so I'll keep that alive. We could put this in the middle, just as a buffer for the boss, and then we'll do that. And I guess we'll do that. Might as well, right? Might as well do that, actually. Yep, definitely not lacking defense. Our defense is quite good. It's just offense that we're still looking for. Damn, no Dark Dealer, Last Stand sucks. These aren't very great. This is probably a skip. The Shroud Mitosis, we just don't have any reliable morsel generation. It would be worth considering if I had Shade Splitters, honestly, but it's probably Blazing Bolt or Bust here. You could take Shroud's Mitosis as a speculative pick into Nexus Spike. I think that's pretty bad, though. The chances of getting Nexus Spike are quite low, and to speculatively take a dead weight for that is just not worth it. I don't even think we gain much from it here. Blazing Bolts could be a temporary help, but I don't know. It's a tough one because like it takes, like we're almost certainly taking a draw upgrade. It takes your whole turn of Ember. I already have other cards I want to Ember reduce, and I don't have a whole lot of Ember reduces available to me, considering the lack of Merchant Magics I'm hitting. So it doesn't even start off good. You have to play it a few times before it gets to a point, and it's still like not amazing. I think it's just skip. It sucks to brick on the rares. These clans have such good rares. Probably a skip here. We already have the essence that we want, and we might just Hellvent that thing. We could still run Prince and that as well. Like, that's not out of the question. It might just be a better plan, factoring in that that would be a lot better into the Ring 7 fights that would give us problems. So I think this is a skip. And definitely a draw upgrade. No way we're doing the other. So we'll get something of what we want here. The worst is probably a multi and large stone, because large stone's the only one that we don't want, but we would probably prefer a quick, especially since we're doing a branded warrior infusion. But endless is actually really good for us too. So like Quicker Endless is really good here. Damn. Could put the piercing on the Mind Collapse. Probably will. I mean, that's a pretty badass Mind Collapse. Alright, we have our second shitstone of the run. And multi. So it's literally the worst thing that possible. I probably could afford to take a multi here, though. We have the defense. We don't need the quick as much, because we have a defense in the form of Prismal Dust. We just really need to hit on Endless. The thing that does make this kind of shitty, though, is now I am Endless hunting from here on out. But that's fine, because like I said, there's vortexes. I'll take the multi. I mean, I'm not going to not take it, right? We'll definitely put this in. Really hope to find a Transcendent or Endless, though. Or Endless Tome, even. Could work. Not really, though. That would be tough to pull off. We are at 50, so 50 to 60, not much difference. I think this is a good enough upgrade that I want to make it, but I'm not going to make any other upgrades here. So, probably Plinks are the worst thing in this deck at the moment. Get rid of them. I am not necessarily super good into Stealth Boss currently, but I definitely can do something against him. We could do Brawler. It does give us less initial tankiness, but I think we'd be a fool not to do this. We have a setup where we could potentially go mid against Patient if we have to, like if he starts top. I just need to like keep playing Prismal Dust, essentially. Yeah. Spell Shield doesn't hurt us too much here. Our only good spell is Piercing already. So that's pretty much free money. Not really the group I wanted to fight, though. It's just not the one you want to fight, but whatever. We'll go front there, back there. I guess we put this down, just for the good redraw, I guess. Damage really doesn't matter, though. We'll take some Pyre hits here. I really do need to probably get some Rage going here. It sucks that we drop both Enflames there. Like, that definitely sucks. Alright, let's do this, and we're fine to do this. I'm gonna do... There's no spikes. Yeah, let's do this, and then I'll get it back with the Prismal, or the Impish Scholar. Right, this is perfect for that. We'll get it back, I guess, because there's not much else to do this turn. And then just draw back into it. We could also put one of these down. I guess I'll do that. I'm not probably redrawing Enflame here, so... Wait, how are you... Oh, you're multi-strike. I guess the Immortal trait isn't that good. Didn't even really think of that. Here, we'll take one of them out. He's doing enough damage that I'm just going to get one shot anyway. This is the downside of taking the Brawler when you actually kind of need it for a tank. I think we want to have Ember around if we redraw that Prismal Dust. We can't draw much worse than this. It's like both Enflames and then the Prismal Dust. Like, kind of annoying. Well, I think we'll go here. This should kill, so I think we can get away with this. Yeah, that'll kill. And I won't mess with the formula. I could have gone bad, though. Okay. That's 3 incredible cards. Wow. God, I'm really leaning toward Tiresome Climb. Transcendent is tempting. But Tiresome Climb kind of does what we're wanting out of that Endless Imp anyway. But more efficiently. Kinda. It also really opens up... I don't know, it's just a really good card. It is another one that kind of needs, you know, some help. I could probably justify, though, the nice thing about the Transcendent is, like, these steals aren't necessarily great. It sucks that if I give up the Vortex by not hitting them, but again, the steal only wants Endless. They're opposite. One pretty good thing here of this Hellvent, Caverns, and Horde. The magic and Caverns and Health isn't necessarily a huge disappointment to not hit, but in the context of these Enflames do kind of want to get double stack, cost reducted, holdover, and whatnot. Like, it might be nice just to not have to hit this steal. I mean, either way, I'm not getting Endless for the next fight because there's no steal, there's no temple, but man, it might be nice just to get Endless. Spend 25 shards, get the Endless. I don't know, though. This Tiresome Climb is really good. But I could still find another Tiresome Climb with a decent chance. I think it's like around 40 to 50% that I find another one, whereas the Transcendent, I only find that like 20% of the time. Either one is going to answer Patient, and either one is going to be a good pickup. Transcendent Buyout could also take and still visit the Merchant of Steel, and Endless opens up just a Molting Imp Transcendent shenanigan. So if I miss on Endless, I still have Endless. And if I hit on Endless, I just win the game anyway. Because I probably pivot just to going Transcendent with Molting Imp. It's not as good as the Queen's Imp Infusion, but, you know, I would know... Well, I do have to give up that Hellvent, though, so I can only Hellvent it once. Only 2 of them is actually not necessarily enough to win the game on its own. Tiresome Climb sure would be good. It handles the Scourge Shufflers better, too. I really like to be cost reduced, though. I think I'm going to take the Tiresome Climb. I think it is actually a better card here. Well, these are definitely... So this is what, you know, like I said in the other video that was a nightmare, usually this combo has a lot of patient answers, and we're seeing that now, right? Like, I'm getting a plethora of options, but I feel like I have patient figured out now. Like, do I really need to take a Void Binding, which doesn't really fit into this deck? I could. It still helps if I end up with Stealth Boss, even the Multi-Strike Boss to a certain extent. But it would be a tough one to play. It would definitely be a tough one to play. It's not even necessarily offensively gigantically better than Enflame. It's obviously better, but it's Ember Draining in a deck where I don't really deal with Ember Drain that well. I have enough. I mean, I could just go full Ember Drain and say fuck it to most of the other deck, right? If I find a holdover Void Binding, which right now, what is my holdover on? Would it be Enflame? Would it be Tiresome Climb? I would have to say Tiresome Climb, maybe. Because if I get a holdover Tiresome Climb, I, to a certain extent, don't even care to get Endless on the Impish Scholar. And yeah, I don't know. But if I hold over Void Binding at a 0 cost, it's pretty bad into this fight, but pretty good into the rest of the game. I think I would just skip here, though. Well, I could take an engine upgrade, but do I want that back from Impish Scholar? I don't think so. I think we're just going to skip here. I already have the makings of what should win and whatnot. We'll go to the right here. That's a holdover. Well, I immediately kind of wish we just went with the the void binding, but whatever. This is not bad. Ooh. Huh. Probably Ashes. It doesn't really do a whole lot, but it ain't bad. It ain't bad. Yeah, we'll do Ashes. I guess with the Ashes, would Enflame make more sense? I think the Tiresome Climb is a better one. I can still do double stack Enflame, I guess. Let's do a Plink. Yeah, that's not a double stack. We could Permafrost Prismal Dust. Or Permafrost an Immortal Trade. Maybe an Immortal Trade's better. Let's get one of them down. Alright, well. The holdover is pretty good. Let's get rid of that Plink. Let's get rid of the other Immortal Trade. I could make a removal here too. 24 cards. I think I should. I'm a little scared at 75 shards on some of these. Am I good into Stealth Boss without these stewards? I think I am, but I don't know that the torches are better than the stewards, so let's just get a torch out of here. And I should probably hold some gold in case I think I'm going to the steel. I don't know right now if I am. Like, I don't know. I actually don't know. Let's hold a little gold just in case. Alright, is Stealth Boss, of course. Multi-Strike could be tough at 75 shards here. This is definitely a fight where I think we would have preferred to hold over Enflame, but I think it's fine. The holdover Tiresome Climb does nullify a lot of the incoming damage. I think we can take this trial. It's only an artifact. Okay, we start with that. That's great. So let's do this. Bring you up. I think we just kill this. I don't need to be too fancy here. 15, 15. Unfortunately, I'm not getting any slays here, but I do think I should bring that up still. And we'll hold these for Stealth Boss, I guess. We're getting pretty lucky on the shards so far. Like, the first waves didn't really hurt much. We do want that rage. If I move any of them up, I'm not killing them is the problem. But, let's see, 16. Maybe that's not too much of an issue. Like, I'm not killing that, but whatever. Just 5 damage to my pyre. I'll get extra rage. I actually don't get extra rage there. Okay, we definitely want to do this. If we plink, we should plink down here. And I'll save them for Stealth Boss. And let's bring you up. We'll get another Slay for Rage. Lifesteal? I don't think so. Let me think about this one. I may not need this anymore. It's well, the damage shield isn't so great here though. Alright, let's do this. It's gonna be weird, but I think it kinda makes sense. Yeah. Him dying is maybe okay. we shouldn't get the damage shield gone. Let's see, so we want to do this. We'll do this. We'll go like this. That's pretty good, I think. Let's do this. So you have no more... Yeah, you're just dead. There we go. It's not great, but I mean, I need all the help offensively that I can get, so it's okay. This is going to be another one where I'm going to take a Enflame over Inferno. I mean, honestly, I'm probably gonna. Like, the Inferno, I don't want to throw a -2 its way. Like, it's obviously good, but I already have a holdover Tiresome Climb. I already have a pretty badass Mind Collapse. And defensively, you know, it would help with wave clear, but at the same time, I would probably just want to scale. So I think I'm just going to take an Enflame. These are probably no-go. Gem Trove is interesting. But I think I'm going to go... I mean, with a holdover Tiresome Climb, I still am not quick or anything, but I don't know. I think I'm fine here. Without that. It's just too expensive. Now this is where I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, there's a lot of value on the left there, but there's a Vortex on the right. The money is whatever. And that it's just a Vortex and a 50-50 at Endless. Whereas on the left, Caverns could be great. The Hellvent will always be great. The Horde could be good. So we have speculative things. Like the Merchant Steel, 50% time is good. 50% time is utterly useless. Caverns and Horde is hard to put a number on. But I would say more than 50% of the time, those are good. And then maybe 25% of the time they're great. And then a Hellvent I think is better than a Vortex for us. There's a lot that I could Hellvent in this deck. Quite a lot. I think we're going left. There's just way more value on this side. If I really want, I can hit the next steel. I gotta say, these temples kind of suck though. If I can get a Lightstone casing though, I'll take a Tiresome Climb Intrinsic. I could Intrinsic a Prismal Dust too. We'll see. Let's check this first. Conscript Notice is not untakeable here. Teeth of Gold is just not even a thing. This could help us just chump block Patient. It's okay. It's not... I wouldn't say it's that good though. Like it's not amazing. Wow, this is interesting. Oh, this is interesting. Leaning toward Quick Tome. I think we're just gonna run with the solo triple striking Rail Beater. I think Quick certainly helps with defense quite a lot. I don't need to worry too much about the melee weakness stacking when I can just daze Patient beyond all repair. I think this tome's... I mean, honestly, all of them are pretty good. One-Horn Tome's going to be too expensive, so I would take an Umbra Stone over that, even though I do think the Tome would give me more power. But yeah, I think the Quick Tome here is fine. So I could just Intrinsic this for 10. Specifically for the Patient. I think that makes sense. And I don't need to do anything else, right? Like without an Endless in hand on this thing, I'm not going to dedicate a Molting Imp into it. Yeah, I mean, I'll take 15 shards for better stuff than this. This is just not good enough. So I can Hellvent the one cost Enflame. That's what I'm leaning toward right now, to be honest. Because my initial scaling, this is mainly all, like, I already win this game, I think, other than Ring 7, potentially, depending on the troop. And also, I guess, whether or not I get Endless, well, I don't know. I think a one cost Enflame is just fine here. For the final Hellvent, we could just dupe the Tiresome Climb. I'm not opposed to that. And I still don't know what I'm doing at the next ring. The next ring would be my time to hunt for Endless if I need it. Okay, Daze doesn't really matter here. Would I do this? I mean, it kills both of them. It probably makes more sense over that. Playing the Enflame. We can put this down here, get some extra Ember next turn, and get some Rage, even though it probably will be removed. Weight of Contrition, so we can get that out here. I know I'm not getting Slays, which is potentially an issue. Well, I'm giving up 16 damage by doing this. I don't think that's like a huge deal. If anything, it'll hopefully just get me some Slays here. Really hate how many Scourges come in. So 30 by 3 will kill that, and then... Yeah, this is fine. I'm just going to get rid of that. Okay, we did finally get that. So 30. Let's just bring you up. Get another Slay. Just get these out of here. If we did that and that. I wish these Enflames would come in at better costs. Or better timing. That's what I need to say. I think we'll be good here. I don't know for sure. And this is like pretty useless here. Let's do this. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of damage. I'm doing quite a lot of damage. Whatever. So, ooh, Furnace Tap. That's a dark deal, though. I'd probably take that. I know, like, we could have some issues, like, defensively. I don't think so, though. Not with a Tiresome Climb. He doesn't have any, like, passive defensive scaling, but I could throw... I do kind of have it with the Enflames, right? So why don't we just take this? I don't have any plus spell damage or anything. Obviously, the Ember Drain route, though, given that we found a holdover and all that, like, I don't know. I would say this isn't, like, super cursed from what I've seen. Like, there's definitely a lot on this run that was offered, and this is just why I like Hellhorn so much. I could actually see an Ember upgrade at some point here making sense. I'm never able to really play out my hands. The Scourge fight does skew that a little, but I could still find the Penitent, right? I could certainly benefit from removals. I think if I take Ember, I'd be inclined to try for Endless here and just get the Vortex. And if I go to the right here, though, and I'm committing away from trying to find Endless, I do think the draw upgrade makes more sense, because we can get 4 Ember upgrades plus any potential -2s. I think it is still just draw. There's enough doubt. Might as well just do that. We're obviously lacking removals on this run, but It is what it is. God, 30 and intrinsic at every single temple. So weak. I like the double stack here. Yeah, I mean, that's quite a lot of rage. I could just get this down in cost. It kind of makes sense given the context of what we're working with. Let's check though. Let's check this. We should have checked this first. Okay. We'll go with buff instead of heal. Okay. Well, we could do an overstack. I don't think at this point that we would. I think I would still take Ascend, though. I think it has some application. We're almost always going to set up top. And it could allow me to start mid against... I don't need to set up mid, though, against Patient. Like, I have the Prismal Dust in the opener. I think Ascend makes sense here. There are times when that will be good. And we'll do Pip instead of Gold. I could maybe use that Pip. This is okay. It's like a razor sharp edge that has some additional utility. I think I am going to do this. -2 would be nice, but I probably hold out a -2 for maybe one of these Enflames. I only have one more temple coming up. Well, I guess right now it doesn't matter, right? Like maybe I do want to hold out a -2 there. Like, it might just be better for me to do an Enflame right now. Now, I'm not going to do this, because if I reroll and it's a $120 holdover, I want it. It's a $95 holdover. Still want it. It's probably this double-stacked Dark Deal, right? I mean, that's 14 rage. I do have to hurt myself a bit to do it, but I think we're fine with that. That is quite a lot of scaling. I think we've determined -2 is reserved for this Prismal Dust at this point. I do want to play these Enflames every time I see them in it. No extra energy is something we'll kind of want, right? Could intrinsic the thing, but nah. The old magic. I think we can find a better use of 15 shards. Now, I think I am going to go Wrathful here. I just want the increased defensive stuff here. I don't really need the extra strike. I just want the extra defense. Spikes is, again, always the worst fucking trial here. The group already has a lot of incoming damage, and I already hurt myself with Dark Deal. I don't add that much defense with Enflame. Unfortunately, it's possible we could do this, but I don't think I have enough removal actually at this point. My multi-imps could kill any uncharted Upwilt Wings, of which at 85 shards, a lot of them will be uncharted, but and I do have the Plinks. Tiresome Climb doesn't really remove them. Like, I'm still getting, what, five spikes each hit. I don't think we take this risk. We're already winning this game. We don't need to take that risk. So, Husk Hermit. That's probably worth putting on the floor. I don't think we need morsels or imps up here. Do it like that and give ourselves a little buffer room. I could draw back into that. I mean, I'm drawing back into both, really. Could just put this here and kill that, though. I think I'm more open to that. I don't really need to get back into the consumable there. Alright, well, we have the Mind Collapse. This is, again, like, Mind Collapse is so amazing. It's such a fucking card, you know? Might actually be better off doing this. I'm not necessarily doing a whole lot of damage here. 42 by 3 is 42 by 5, actually, so That's what 42 by 5 is. 42 by 5 is definitely enough to kill this. So yeah, we should be able to bring one of these up. I should probably get rid of Immortal Trade too, but it's permafrosted, so it's like pseudo removed. We probably keep it. Just keep pulling these up. Should hold the plank, I think. I don't know. Actually want the armor to offset a bit here. We should bring this big boy up though. Yeah, we're crushing it here. Could give that for the buffer. But we're doing quite a lot of damage here. Can do this, and we could just bring this guy up. It's no biggie. We're doing a lot of damage. This is the run of Enflames. I probably should take a Branding Right or March of Shields here, in all honesty. Like, Branding Right could offset the, like, I'm not fragile on anyone, and we're kind of at the point now where we're not lacking offense, we're like, potentially defense is what we lack. I mean, I think I like it. I almost want to take the Enflame on principle, though. This kind of goes back to what I say, though, about Enflame. I don't think it itself is... It looks a lot worse than it is because it's in Hellhorn, and Hellhorn is the best clan in the game. And I'm adamant about this. If this were a card in any other clan, it would be like an okay card. It wouldn't be something you're jumping at joy to see, but Awoken would be my best example of it. Like, Awoken would love this card. It gives them an option past Ring 2 to still scale offensively instead of relying on their secondary or, you know, primary clan. Because Awoken has no offensive scaling, really, past Razor Sharp Edge. But, yeah, this is probably Branding Right. That's probably what we need right now. Grovel's not untakeable here, but I just probably don't need it. I did just add, like, defense, pretty good defense, and it's high cost. I already need... Everything's still too high cost in this deck as it stands. So hopefully we don't see a bunch of good shit here. Okay, we didn't see much good shit. That's fine. We never really, you know, other than Ashes, which wasn't in it good at all in this deck, we didn't really see actually any good artifacts. So this is almost certainly what I'm going to use my, you know, 15 shards on. I might as well do it here. I want to put it on the Branding Right, but it makes more sense in the context of Patient to do it right here. So this pretty much wins us the game by doing that. So finally we find a -2. We like to see that, and we're just going to get some stuff here. Permafrost is no good. Let's just get the Branding Right down. I want everything at 1 cost. Minimum or maximum. I don't even think I want to Surge Stone these. I'm not going to be able to remove stuff by Surge Stoning it. I might as well, like, keep every bit of money for removals. Oh my god, hold over. Well then. I could do it on the Branding Right. I'm kind of just feeling putting it on an Enflame. Could do it on a Old Magic. I don't know. Like, I don't have any huge... like, technically, Old Magic is more damage. It's definitely more damage, and I get Pip on the floor for whatever that's worth. I don't think it's necessarily worth much, but I probably should put it on either a Branding Right or an Old Magic. Probably branding right makes the most sense. This goes pretty well into the Wrathful Prince as well. So I guess we're not making removals, but that's fine. Let's make this. I always want to play Wildwood Tome the turn I see it, and I guess we'll Surge Stone a Torch. Alright, this is looking good though. This should be a win. Do I want a Tiresome Climb? I already have 3 cards on holdover. I would like to actually get the Mind Collapse Hellvented, but I don't really want to take the extra shards. I could just honestly Hellvent a Enflame. I don't actually want the other things on holdover. It's weird, but it makes sense, I think. Like, might as well. You don't need this many Enflames, but I don't know. I don't want to add shards, and it's okay. So we actually start with the Tiresome Climb here. This game is already solved then. Nice. Shattered Shell works. So we'll just remember to do that before we do this. And yeah, profit. Alright, we'll do that. Guess we'll do that. Alright, we'll put this here, and I'll do this here. It's piercing, so I don't lose my damage shield. I want to keep Patient, like, massively dazed. So now we're quick. We should be good to go then. I still think I'm going to build up stuff here. This is not a good turn to draw Mind Collapse though, by the way. But whatever. Let's bring you back up. Just throw this guy away. I do waste a thing here, but oh well. I just want to, I guess, thin the deck out. It doesn't matter. I've already won this fight. We just have to not screw up. Okay, how is that motherfucker not dying? Are you shitting me? No, we'll get it here. We'll get it here. Don't you worry. Maybe I don't need this branding, right? I'm trying to think. So, you have 4 dazed on you. Like, I could bring this guy up if I need to. Which apparently I need to. Could also just do that. So I can keep dazing Patient. I think that makes sense. Okay, do that. That. I'm gonna let that come back. I've got enough days on Patient right now that I probably just want to like actually buff my characters up. Definitely want to keep playing that. I can toss one of these this guy's way while I have a chance. I could also just let this go, though. I don't know that that's the smartest play, though. Here, let's do this. I could rally this guy, actually, and just get this out of here. This is fine. Might as well, right? This probably makes the most sense at this point. Have you be quick as well. And GG. Alright. That's what I expect from Patient in this combo, is an incredibly easy fight, as it should be. No sense doing that. I think the Divinity fight's going to be a little bit narrower, and I don't really want to just add difficulty for the sake of difficulty. Like, we keep in mind, we're taking 9 every turn, if we're not dazing him. Let's see what we're working with here. Lookless Baron's not bad, huh? Do I want Prince in front? I don't think so. Let's do this. I think I'm down to do this. Depending on when we draw a Dark Deal. Okay, of course it had to get drawn right now, but I mean, I'll still do this. Do I want to play Branding Right, though? In this fight, do I need it? I already have a pretty good amount of buffer on the unit that matters, which is, you know who here. And it also just makes me draw less often to the other stuff. I think I'm going to let it go. I want to get to quick as soon as possible. Or like, you know, hold over Dazed. Okay, this is a bit annoying. We drew pretty bad here. I mean, all 4 of these fucking cards, kind of what we want to see, and they're all in the bottom, like, 10 of the deck. Well, I can take one of these out. I don't know how helpful that is. Like, I can lose this unit, and that's fine, but I really can't lose much else here. I really need to kill that. If I do draw pretty bad here, like if I don't draw Tiresome Climb and I don't draw Mind Collapse, this guy's gonna be a problem. Then again, like, torching it here doesn't really solve anything. What if we give you just a little bit of defense? I'll take one of you out. Okay, we have that. No quick still. But yeah, that'll kill the guy we need it to kill. So that's good at least. 7 and 9. You should live. Yeah, you're living. Let's make you dazed. I do want to start dazing Divinity a few times here, so if you're quick, that should help quite a lot. Some of these motherfuckers, though. I might have to move this Darkwing up, I'm thinking. Yeah, that's pretty good there. It's gonna hurt me a little bit. It is what it is. You draw that poor and shit happens, right? We drew about as poor as anyone could ever draw in this fight, but you know, we're still surviving. Let's do this, that. I think we want to do this. And we're pretty good from here on out. We of course get the fucking Scourge boss, the objectively harder boss. We'll probably try to get some damage shield there going. Why is there so much bullshit going on here? Let's do that, that. Okay, well, whatever. Surge Stone coming in horribly here. This next group could still be annoying. It's actually a pretty good turn to draw this, so This will kill that. They're all dying. I'm getting pretty low on health here. I probably am good on damage at 318 by 3. I think we just want to stack Dazed on Divinity. Alright, we're still doing good here. Some more of that. Stack. Let's take out one of the Scourge guys. And just throw these away, I guess. We'll have this also. Like we actually have pretty good damage on our and health on the Prince, so we should be good here. Yeah, we're killing, so... And, yeah, it was, like I said, it was going to be an annoying Divinity fight. It should not have been that annoying, though. Like, I'm not kidding you, we drew the worst order possible there with the cards. The specific 4 cards that we're looking for in a double draw 30-card deck. Like, it's not necessarily a thin deck, but it's not massively fat, considering I have double draw. To not draw 4 entire cards in the bottom 1/3 of the deck is pretty unlucky, but... we still are able to survive because of the strength of just everything in the deck. So the Impish Scholar ended up being not that good. Couldn't find Endless on it. We probably could have hunted for it, but I stand by the route that we took. The route that we took, much more guaranteed a mitigation of low rolls. You know, we don't have to basically have our run hinge on losing 2 50-50s in a row. The Rail Beater, just most solid unit in the game, really. Didn't have necessarily what I expected to try to find for it. Usually I'm looking for Horn Warrior as the best thing into it, or a Steelworker. Given how, you know, given that we ended up finding the Dark Deal, I would have rather not had this Branding Warrior infusion, but I think we protected against the scenario that we don't find the Dark Deal or Last Stand or something by taking a Branded Warrior. But yeah, Dark Deal, really good here. It sucks that you have to like damage yourself with it, but 14 Rage for 1 Ember turns out to be pretty good. That's even better than a Ritual at a 1 cost, right? Immortal Trade, I do kind of find this card, it's, I don't know, dare I say pretty overrated. It's good early, but it completely falls off by late game. Like, it's only really going to be good in an Ember Drain deck past mid to late game, and it's the worst Ember Drain card once you have a full Ember Drain deck going. Like, you would much rather have Void Binding, which gives you just as much, if not more, offense, given your situation, right? If you have a lot of removal or quick or daze, definitely Void Binding is better. If you have a lot of multi-strike, definitely Void Binding is better. If you have a sweep, definitely Void Binding is better. Really just Void Binding is better, right? Perils is better, Furnace Tap is better. Immortal Trade is, I don't know. I would have liked to not have it in the deck, but it is obviously good the first 3 rings. But do we really... There's a lot of cards in this game. You know what's it's also good in the first 3 rings, technically? Alpha Fiend. Is Alpha Fiend a good card? Not really. Mind Collapse is great. It didn't really show up necessarily at the turns we would have wanted it to in this run, but that's just what you get with it sometimes. Prismal Dust is pretty fine. Given what came up in the run, I would have rather had the Perils, but I think this just... Again, we're playing for the low roll in a lot of these times. Like, we're protecting against the runs that don't find a holdover, right? The runs that don't find a Dark Deal. We're preparing for that. The Old Magic was alright. Branding Guide was alright. I mean, we definitely needed it at one of those fights. And Tiresome Climb. Yeah, I still stand by this over the Transcendent. It's just one hell of a card, right? And Enflame, we got 5 of them in the deck. I mean, It just goes to show, and we didn't even have any extra rage cards, right? Or like we didn't have a deranged brute. We didn't have a whatever you call it, the +3 attack on rage artifact, and it still gets it done. I mean, Enflame's fine. Enflame is the card you use. This is why I like Hellhorn again, by the way. If I miss at the common tier, look what we found: Enflame and Dark Deal. We could have also found a Last Stand. We could have also found, or even something like, you know, this Branded Warrior infusion, right? But there's just so many options that Hellhorn has that it's really hard for it to be truly cursed. So it looks like Eable went with the similar Rail Beater, just instead of the Branded Warrior, they had the Steel Worker, which, given how the run turned out, would have been better, right? They had the Branded Warrior there, though, just in case. Like, you could tell they took it, probably with the thought that they could use it if they need it, but they took the Perils instead of the Prismal Dust, which is fine. That I was very close to doing that, and especially with that on holdover, they are able to commit to the Steelworker instead, which ends up being a better infusion, right? Double Piercing Mind Collapse. I would have to imagine that's just to get the shard count then. Or maybe they just wanted the 20 damage and they were not at a Merchant of Magic at that point. So they had double holdover perils. One of them was intrinsic. Permafrost and Hidden Passage. Holdover Hidden Passage. Those are interesting. I guess with this deck it does make sense to get an overstacked floor here. It definitely, I guess, makes sense in that regard. Yeah, so they're definitely overstacking, it looks like. And March of Shields is fine. I still prefer Branding Right, I think, because then I can put on whoever I want, but that's just minor things. And yeah, they're able to really cash in. They got the Furnace Tap, they got the double stack Void Binding. Like this deck just ends up being really better, a lot better than mine. And they still have the quick. They even have a Inferno. I will say, I think they would have a tough time, though, had they not found a Holdover Perils in this deck. That's the only thing I would really maybe say. But likely they're able to find a lot, right? Like even... And I don't know... I know they at least gave up one Enflame, but they might have had Enflame in their deck at a certain point and just removed it, because in this deck there's obviously no point to having Enflame. Yeah, well, they took Wilderhopper over Enflame and Inferno over Enflame. They could have had a rough time, I think, if they didn't find Holdover on the Perils. But they're definitely a very powerful deck. And let's see what did Mean have? Okay, they had the Rail Beater, the Branded Warrior. They also found the Perils Holdover. They had to Transcendent, but yeah, I guess maybe they were planning on putting it into the Impish Scholar or doing the Molting Imp. I don't know if I love the Vent. It's alright though. Everybody's going the Hidden Passage, it's interesting. They had the makings of getting a Ember Drain deck together. It's only 60 shards too. How are they dying? They died to the waves? I don't know. You'll have to let us know, Main, what happened here. Just maybe a really bad draw order? Because, like, well, I could say this. Maybe you could have issues if you found... They did have one less strike on their Rail Beater, so they might have just not settled for multi-strike. That could be an issue, I guess. Surprised they went full Brawler, too. No Wrathful. Especially with like the starting cards. Scorched Steel. Still seems like it was headed in a good direction. I might have... I mean, I guess if you find the perils late, you don't really have any scaling. That could be an issue. Hard to say, though. It seems like a pretty solid deck. The Submitter... I mean, at least everyone's identified the power in the run with, you know, Rail Beater. They have the Branded Warrior in case scaling goes bad. They have the Steelworker for just a good value pick. You know, we got the Mind Collapses. I don't like the 30 on the Plink over the Mind Collapse, though. I think if you spend that plus 30, it's much better on your Mind Collapse. That's a pretty minor thing, though. I don't think that's like the difference between them dying or not. They died on Daedalus. They were at higher shards than we were at going into then, but really a pretty similar deck at that point. Okay, I don't like that. Yeah, so they took a Perils and then Hell Vented it, is what I'm seeing there. I don't love that. You know, I'm surprised every single person went Perils over the Prismal Dust. I don't think it's wrong, but I think it's pretty close between them, and especially with a Patient in the future. I guess, I don't know. The Perils does lock in the offense only if you find Holdover, though, right? Because I already had, would I have already had an Enflame at that point? I think I would have. So, like, I already know I can just make a lot of Enflames if I can't find Holdover. And I have a Branded Warrior infused Rail Beater. I just need to get him that first kill, and then I should have scaling past that. But, you know, defensive, I do wonder if, like, defensively, just these Perils are really awkward to play. Like, you're basically having to commit to going into Ember Drain without Holdover Ember Drain. And then you can't play, like, all of these other cards. Even I would further say that since they have the Mind Collapse, it's especially more important that they would have, you know, taking this Ember Drain route, they would have just so much more benefited from 30 damage on the Mind Collapse. So actually, I do think this ends up being a pretty big... I think the biggest thing here is, like, I don't like the vanilla Hellvent of the Perils, and I don't like the 30 on the Plink. Everything else is fine. You got a multi-striking Rail Beater, you got the Branded Warrior, you took the Enflame. Perils is a card where I think, like... Think about a lot of my... Because I run a lot of Perils runs, right? I would say a good portion of the time I just take it and I don't end up using it. And that's fine, but I think, like, you have to know when to commit to it or when not to commit to it. I didn't think anything in this run, especially at this point, Ring 3, would have made me say, let's commit to Ember Drain, right? We already have an Enflame, which gives you more Rage, by the way, than a Perils does. If you're looking for specifically the Rage component, you might as well actually just Hellvent the Enflame, which I think is what we did at that point, right? And it just makes you not have to commit to Ember Drain. I mean, if you don't know, you know, this early on, you don't know if you have a Void Binding, you don't know if you have a Furnace Tap. You know, Holdover Perils is still like something you can have available, but you don't need to Hellvent the Perils sort of out of turn. I don't know if out of turn is the right phrase, but I don't know. You're dedicating a pretty... It may not look like it. You know, I drew pretty poorly to keep drawing both Enflames in the same hand, but, like, theoretically, the Hellvent of the Enflame should have been a pretty powerful play. It just happened to not be. But I still think it's... Even with our horrible draw orders, I have to imagine I got more value out of Hellventing the Enflame versus the Perils, because you're essentially Hellventing a deadweight. Unless you're really committing to playing those Perils as they come up, which I just couldn't see being consistent. That's the main things I'm seeing. Pretty good run. I liked it. Always nice to have Enflame be the carry. It wasn't really the carry here, though, right? It would have been if Dark Deal didn't show up. when cards like Dark Deal and Tiresome Claim show up, they're gonna make Enflame take a back seat. But still, I thought Enflame was contributing quite a lot in this run. It's an okay card. It's not great. It's okay. It's not good. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching, and until next time, peace.